marbles.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, Uncle Roddus here again with some more records. And it's been less than a week since the last video, so things are happening thick and fast with this nice big fat tax refund that I got a bit carried away. Had to go to town yesterday to do a bunch of things, get my eyes checked actually, my sort of every 2 or 3 years. And I had a concert to go to, and I've been concert for ages. I mean, because of the work and the lack of money and just tightening the old belt. But, you know, a bit of cash, so, you know, get out there. Anyway, Deaf and the Maiden played last night. They have got a new record out, and they are touring it, so to speak. Haven't got the record yet. I actually have pre-ordered it through Flying Out, and for some strange reason, they don't get it until the 26th of this month, which is... 13th of July today. So I went to the gig and they had records there for sale, of course, but I didn't buy one because I've already got one coming. So really looking forward to that because it was a fantastic gig and they played. I didn't recognise any of the songs per se. I haven't listened to the other couple of records for quite a while, but they are one of my favourite New Zealand bands. They are awesome. So I went to 3 record shops yesterday. Penny Lane was to pick up some more covers because I'm running out of them. So I bought 3 records from Penny Lane. This is one of them. It's playing in the background right now. Paul McClaney. This is his 2023 solo record. So he's the leader of Gramsci, who have been actually quite prolific over the last few years. So Gramsci were around the early 2000s. They put out 3 records back then on CD. They've all been reissued on vinyl just recently, last year or the year before, and I've shown all of those. I picked them all up. I only had the one on the CD, his best one, the Gramsci's. And then Gramsci he reformed them a few years back and has been quite prolific and has 3 albums out under the moniker. Quite different from the earlier stuff. It's quite bombastic, sort of commercial sounding rock music. It's quite good. But yeah, anyway, and as you can hear this one, it's more of a folksy thing. He did a record with a guy called Malik Delaney, McClaney and Malik, which was a, you know, sort of understated sort of thing like this. You know, this is him solo piano playing folksy sort of music. I love his singing, I love his voice, and this sounds quite good. I've only just put it on. So also at Penny Lane, I picked up this one. I've been meaning to jump on it for ages, and then it kind of got sold out or disappeared. Yeah, they ran out of supply, and they've got some more back in. I'm not sure whether it's a second pressing per se, really, or not, but I don't think it is. So obviously some copies came back in. You know, Mini Snap are a Christchurch band made up of 3/4 of the Bats, and then another guy, Marcus Winstanley, on guitar. And Marcus, I don't know him personally, but I know who he is, and I've seen him around a lot. He used to be the sound man and manager, actually, at the Dark Room, where I went to a lot of gigs. He's been in a couple other bands around Christchurch. This is really good, though. I knew this was going to be good. And I mean, okay, yes, it does have a strong Bats feel to it. Side 2 was really impressive, and there was one track, and I don't know which one it was, but really, really stood out. So yeah, I probably look forward to seeing these guys if they ever play live. This was actually put out in 2008. I believe only on probably CD at the time. So yeah, that was really good to have. And the other one I picked up from Penny Lane. Shit, I can't remember which one it was now. Oh, this one. Haha, yes. I picked up this one from Penny Lane. Odyssey. Yeah, I knew nothing about this band. So these were a glam band. So you have a picture of them on the back. So from 1973, 74, they kind of were around for a long time until about 1980, I believe. And they were from Oamaru, which is just south of here. Really nice little township. Actually, really, we're going to go down there for another little weekend away down there because we really like it. It's quite cool stuff down there. Last time we were there, we saw Nadia Reid play at a place called the Grain Store, which has some really cool concerts. But anyway, so as you can see, yeah, they really bit of a Kiss thing, but yeah, they were glammy. But listening to this record, so they only put out one single in 1977, I believe, and it was Sorry, which is a cover of the Easy Beats famous song. And it was a double A side, and then the second track was a song called Prostitute, which is really good. It's quite punky. There was another song called Pogo on here, which is also quite punky. So there was a real, they kind of glammed out to start with, and I think that they kind of went into the punk thing, but they never released anything. So these tracks have been cobbled together by Frenzy Music, who do a lot of reissue stuff, or a lot of archival stuff, because the stuff they're reissuing, or the stuff they're putting out has never actually been issued, a lot of it. So there's quite a few tracks. Only 2 tracks of this was ever released as that single. As you can see, it's on kind of a pink vinyl. So I was really quite impressed with that, actually, because it's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. So I'm pretty sure... So I went to 3 different shops yesterday. I'm pretty sure that is the ones that I got from Penny Lane. And then I popped into JB Hi-Fi's, and I was really hoping to find some Blue Note reissues on special or on sale. Unfortunately, I didn't. But I went through the sale bins and I picked up some other stuff, and one of them is this. So this is the same boat, and this is also out on Frenzy Music. So this is another band from the late 70s who only issued like one single back in the day. Did a bit of live stuff, I think mainly around Auckland. They're an Auckland band. So what are they called? Chimeran? Is that their name? Must be. Yeah, that's their name. From they were arising from the embers of the band Hot Ash, Auckland band Hot Ash. So yeah, I had no idea about the same with the Odyssey. I had no idea of them. They were a little bit before my time in Christchurch, obviously. They just disbanded about the time I started getting into music, but then I was still too young to go to gigs. This is kind of like more disco-y. Yeah, not sure on this one. A bit more middle of the road. Yeah, I don't know. I might play it a few more times, see if I get to grips with it a bit more, but yeah. And then also, what else did I get from JB's yesterday? I'll just get through those ones, not that one. I think I picked this one up from JB's. No. I'm getting a bit confused as to what records came from where now. Actually, I think this one, I went to Ride On Supersound. And Ride On Supersound is this funky little shop which it kind of is a, what do you call it? It's a collective of folks and fans, and they're not really there to make much money per se, as long as they cover their costs. They've kind of volunteered to stock it. It's open silly times, so it's not often, and it's not an easy place to get to. And they've moved just recently as well. It took me a bit to find them. Introverted Dance Floor. This is a record from 2015 on Car Park Records. I will be familiar with. It's on my want list. It's been on my want list for ages. So I will be familiar with at least one track, because I know that Chris Walker had played this on one of his podcasts a while back. So I'll probably be familiar with it from there. So seeing as all my records are all completely out of order of where I got them from now, but I'll try and remember. This one here I picked up. So I wanted to complete the Leather Jacket Records discography or album discography. I'm not so much interested in the singles, and so there was 2 records I saw that I needed to get, because I showed one in my last video. The Wendy's had just come out. That was on this Leather Jacket. So Leather Jacket, like I say, they are a Christchurch label. I actually ran into one of the guys who's on the label, who helps with the label. He's not so much the owner of the label, that's Matthias, but Robin Osborne is member of one of the vinyl lovers community in New Zealand, and so he's quite prominent on there, and he's a real big collector of New Zealand music as well. And he actually recorded a record I'm going to show you soon. He was the engineer on it. So I was speaking to him last night too, and said I've been picking up some of these. So I haven't listened to this one yet. Brother Sister, can't really tell you squat about it, but the label's pretty consistently good. Like 112 Records, they're doing some reissues, they're doing some new stuff. Is my record finished already? I'm obviously prattling on too much. So we better pop that off the turntable and we'll leave that. Yeah, so I'm obviously prattling on. This is going to be quite a long video because I've got a lot to show. The record that I went in to get from Ride on Super Sound yesterday was actually this one. This is a reissue. The band is called Terror of the Deep. The record is called The Airport Underneath the Dome. I know the bass player, Tia Tapua Adams. Yeah, this record was out in 2010. I never actually picked up any of the music. I've seen them live once. I think they were supporting the Coolies, which was really cool. This is the first time on vinyl for this one. So T had actually messaged me and said, did I want a copy? And I wasn't sure. And then he was talking about the Perms one, because he's in that band too. And the Perms record I showed in the last video is fantastic. So I picked that up. So yeah, amongst other things, I got a message from Ride on Super Sound via text, via Messenger, saying, "Oh, are you the Rodney that Tia said he wanted a copy of this album?" And I thought, I'll go and pick one up. This is one actually I did pick up from JB Hi-Fi. I know that I did this. I haven't played it yet either. Actually, I haven't played the Terror of the Deep yet. Like I say, I only bought all these yesterday. Been through some of them today. This is Brett McKenzie. He is half of Flight of the Conchords. This is on Sub Pop Records. So I have no idea what this is going to be like. I don't know much about them. I'm not a big fan of Flight of the Conchords, to be honest. But anyway. So the other leather jacket record I was looking for yesterday, and I didn't actually find it. I thought I was going to get it. I thought I was going to find it up at Ride on Super Sound. I don't recall. There might have been a copy in Penny Lane. I was in a real rush to get through to Penny Lane. I just basically wanted to pick up some of these covers, but I thought I'd have a quick flick through the New Zealand bins, and so I grabbed that McClaney record because it was really cheap, and the mini snap because I really wanted it, and the Odyssey because it looked pretty cool. But anyway, this was the record I was after, but Ride On didn't have it. He said they'd had it, but they didn't have it. Anyway, I got to the gig last night, and it turns out these guys were the support band, and I didn't know who the support act was because my bloody phone wouldn't scroll down on the UTR site where I get my tickets through, and it wouldn't scroll down the description of the night to tell me who the fucking bands were. So I had no idea. So I walked in, and there was this record sitting there, and so I got talking to the lady at the door, and she said, "Oh yeah, they're playing next," and they were really, really good. It was like Crass meets the Swans, man. Like real punky sort of. Interesting, it's a family band, so there was mum and dad. Mum was the singer, dad's the bassist. He's quite a well-known Christchurch musician, who I believe was Nick Hart was the name, and I believe he was the Shocking Pinks. And their son was the drummer. So that was quite interesting because she was, so obviously they're kind of getting on the middle age. They got this teenage son or a late teenage son who's the drummer. But yeah, they were really punky. It was really good. So this is really, I thought they were better live. This is a slightly different feel to it, but it's very deep. And the bass is very heavy. I say very Swansy kind of Swans, and with that crass political sort of aspect to it. Getting on to another one I picked up. It's Ride on Super Sounds, and that was this one here, and that's his Lavender Diamond. I snapped this up because it was cheap. Like for a second-hand record even, it was really cheap, and it's a good nick, and I was familiar with them because the first track on this, which is Oh No, which is a really cool track, is on an uncut CD that I've had for many years, because this came out in 2007 on Matador, and yeah, that's a great track. The rest of it was a little bit more laid back. I'm not sure yet on this one, to be honest. Track 2, side 2, the first opening track was really, really good. It was a little bit different from the rest of the record. So the 2 opening tracks on each side are really fucking good. But the rest of it, I think I'm going to take a wee bit more getting my head around. And also at Ride On Super Sound yesterday, I saw this in the box. It's New Zealand, because they got this little New Zealand sticker on their bag so that you know it's New Zealand. And this is New Zealand, although it's via Germany, I believe. Verberus is the name of the band. Adumbration of the Veiled Logos is the name of the record. It's a three-sided LP, and it's basically a black metal LP. The lyrics are just indecipherable, from what if they are the lyrics. And, it's all very occultish and shit like that. I don't know, maybe this was a mistake to buy this. This sort of music, to me, it's just like a big, long, drony, and I like drone music, but I don't know. I'll have a couple more listens to it, but I might have been, I was kind of like, yeah, it looks really interesting, and that, there was actually another a death metal one there, a New Zealand death metal one, but I don't know if I can get into that. And I think this last one that I picked up via, this one was at the JB Hi-Fi shop. So these were in the sales bin, so I got them pretty cheap. The latest Upper Hut Posse LP. Now, I got the previous one that they released a few years back, and this one came out last year. No, it didn't. It came out in 2022. So it's been on my radar for a while. This is kind of, well, originally they were a rap band way back in, they started about the late 90s. They put out an album in 89, which I don't have, and then they put out a CD in about 95, I think, and then there was a kind of a real long break, and then 2010 or something, they put something out. Anyway, and then they kind of, so they've kind of been off and on over the years. Again, I haven't played this. It says, I think there's got the Phalanx 1 and 2 rap, and then they've got the dub side, and then they've got the instrumental side, according to the back. So, don't know yet. I'll have to, I don't know, the Upper Hut Posse, I think they were quite popular back in the day, but they don't, there's not many people on Discogs that have that record. So I cashed in on some of my bonus points at Flying Out and bought some records for free. I ordered 4 of them, and 3 of them have arrived. The first one is this one. This is called Cool Rainbow's Whale Rocket. Now, I bought it because it was New Zealand, and I didn't have to pay for it, per se, because it was a bonus points. Turns out it's a Little Chief's record release from 2012. It was still sealed. The first track on it I was instantly familiar with, because I probably heard it on one of Chris Walker's Counting the Beat podcasts back in the days. Rest of the record is really fucking good, actually. Really good. Yeah, as Chris said, it's kind of woozy alt pop. Good description, I suppose. Yeah, it's a lovely pop record. I think some of the other releases on Little Chief, and I don't have many, they kind of fit into this kind of groove. So I think it's the Brunette. Is it the Brunettes? No, Jonathan Bree. Those sort of people. The Little Chiefs were around in the early 2000s, sort of mid 2000s, releasing stuff in the 2010s. So not sure if they're still. Haven't really heard much from them for a while, but really, that was a good score. And then another one I scored, and I'm totally unknown to me. They've got 2 records out, is the Bobby Holidays. Now this was actually pressed on Holiday and released by Holiday Records. So the Bobby Holidays. I wonder if there's a connection to the actual record. Holiday are a record pressing plant, but they also are a bit of a label, so they have put a couple of things out. They've got a second LP that came out in 22. This one was in 2020. This is kind of, this is sort of an indie pop, but quirky. It was okay. We'll see how it goes after a few more listens. And then the other one I ordered, I've got one more coming of the freebies. I ordered this one. This is actually a Leather Jackets record one as well, but I already flipping have a copy. I didn't realise I was ordering something I already had. I should have checked up on it. So I haven't actually unsealed it yet. I'm not sure. I was going to say, I might take it to Penny Lane and see if I could swap it, but it's got this Flying Out price tag on it, which is kind of a bit no good really to do that with. I don't know. I will probably take it in and trade it. I didn't pay for it, so I'm not going to lose any money. I did pay for it, in a manner of speaking. And finally, 4 more from Flying Out, which have finally turned up, is I thought I'd catch up on a few of the Neil Young releases, and I haven't caught up with all of them. I mean, he's just so prolific with all of these archival stuff that I'm got. Bootleg series, I believe. Official bootleg series, so you guys will probably know what these all are. Somewhere Under the Rainbow, Neil Young at Santa Monica Flyers, at the with the Santa Monica Flies. I guess it's Santa Monica. 1973. 4 sides. Looking forward to that. I mean, I just, I keep saying to myself, how many more fucking Neil Young archive records do I need? Neil Young keeps releasing them. Like quite a few other people I know, I keep buying them. Early days. This is in the special release series, number 1. So there's about 4 different series of releases he's got there coming up. This is only a single LP, but still. And then there's this live 4 sides. Yes, this has got 4 sides. This is a live horse disc, double disc live from 2023. So this is a really, really recent live one. I was going to say I wasn't familiar with the songs, but it turns out that the songs are actually the lyrics from the songs that they're playing, and they're actually all of the songs from which album was it? The one in the 90s. Ragged Glory? Yeah, this is basically Ragged Glory live in 2023, something like that. And finally, the last of the ones. This is a long video. There's a lot of fucking records there. Before and after. An acoustic set, I believe, of Neil playing songs from across his career from the 1960s, mid-60s onwards. It's an interesting mix. Some of the names, I mean, I may know most of the songs, but I just don't recognise the titles as much as I do of some of the more obvious songs. So that's a hell of a lot of bloody records there. That's a hell of a lot. So like I say, there was at least a dozen records from yesterday, and the rest come in the shop. And I still got the one freebie that I had. Didn't have in stock's got to come. Plus there's the Deaf and the Maiden one. Plus there's another one that's on back order for some reason. It hasn't showed up. So 3 more to get yet. Hopefully this week or so. Well, actually next week, because that Deaf and the Maiden one's been delayed for some reason. So never mind. So looking forward to that, and that's me for this video. So I might have to go and pass out now because I'm really tired and I spent the day planting trees. Catch you next time.